And let's look at the previous rounds of invitation. So you can, as you can see, we have had draws in March. So we had two draws in March, March 21st and March 6th, 379 and 410. And February 19th, we had a draw for 428. So this we are comparing with a cutoff in CCEC, for an example. The other one that I said has been popular among our Sri Lankan candidates in the past. So for CEC, we get cutoff scores like 532, 529. So you see, this is like way lower than the other schemes. The cutoff is way lower, so which means like if you're eligible for this category, then you're gonna get it. So that's why it's worth trying to get that. And if we talk about the provinces, so the provinces have also recognized that they have to kind of prioritize on giving more invitations to French-speaking workers, skilled workers. But most of the other provinces do not have separate programs for this, except Ontario. But Ontario has an express entry stream. So if you have joined any of our previous webinars, you know, in PNP, we have express entry streams as well as non-express entry streams. So this comes under a express entry stream, which means that you don't have to submit a separate EOI for this category. You just have to have an express entry profile, and then out of that, the province will pay. So from the express entry stream, you will need to meet the eligibility for one of the programs, Federal Skilled Worker or Canadian Experience class. And you need to have a CLB 6 in English and CLB 7 in French. So you had to have both language tests done, and with the CLB 7, like NCLC, this is NCLC 7 in French. And then the newest program. So for the other ones, like for your interest, and most of you, since you are joining from BC, most of you are joining from BC. So BC also has recognized in their PNP system, they have recognized that they have to prioritize on the French speaking people, but I don't have any evidence to give in terms of the draws yet, because BC PNP has been very slow these couple of years. So we are yet to see that in the BC PNP. But I'll show you for Express and for OINP, we have had some draws, but not this year. We had some draws last year. So if you can see my screen now, French speaking skilled worker stream. So 26th of September last year, 5th of September last year, June 20th last year, and January 18th last year. So we have had a CRS cutoff score of between 290 to 445. So these were the range of CRS scores the candidates who were invited had. 290 to 393, 305 to 409. So you can see that with a very low CLB level also, if you have a, very low CRS score also, if you have a higher NCLC for French, you will get through these programs. So that's the biggest advantage of that. And then the most popular one, no, I would say the latest one, yeah, the most popular is still the express entry, but the FCIP program, the Francophone Community Immigration Pilot, if you have heard about the RCIP, this is the other version, French version of RCIP. RCIP is the Rural Community Immigration Pilot. So this is the latest program introduced, and most of the communities, designated communities, have started already with their immigration for these. Like they have published the designated employer list, they have published their priority sectors and the priority knock codes list. So for the rural community immigration program, as well as for the FCIP. So I'll talk about the FCIP today. We have had a separate webinar for RCIP before. And in terms of the Community Immigration Pilot, how that happens is for skilled workers who want to work and settle down in rural and more remote Francophone minority communities. So the participating communities for this program are Acadian Peninsula in New Brunswick, Sudbury, Timmins, Superior Eastern Region, and St. Superior Eastern Region in Ontario. So three regions in Ontario, and then St. Jolis in Manitoba and Kelowna in BC. So you have these six communities taking part in the FCIP program, but you will see more communities taking part in the RCIP program, but this one particularly focusing on the Francophone immigration. So how you would uh, um, get a chance to get PR through this program is if you get a job offer from one of the designated employers in one of these communities, then you will be able to get a kind of an endorsement from the community for your job offer. And then right away, you can submit a PR application as long as you meet the eligibility for that particular um, uh, program. In most cases, they look for 6 months work experience related to the job offer that you have received, or some, in certain cases, 1 year prior work experience in that job. And of course the language proficiency level you will have to also show. So I will go to the Kelowna site and show you, in case if you're interested, how you will find out, how you will know what are the priority occupations, and then who are the designated employers and so on. Okay, so I have selected from the drop down list uh, this community, and then I go to their website. Okay, so yeah, so these are the priority occupations in 2025. If you click on that, these are the priority sectors: sales and service occupations, trades, transport, and equipment operators and related occupations, occupations in education, law, social, community, and government services, health occupations, natural and applied sciences, and related occupations. I'll show you the priority knock codes they have identified for one of these priority sectors. I'll take sales and services. Yeah. So in that one, you have food service supervisors, light duty cleaners, retail sales supervisors, other customer and information services representatives, food and beverage servers, retail sales supervisors, bakers, and cooks. So likewise, you will have, there are 25 priority occupations they have listed. So you can see the list here. So what you do is, if you see your field is listed as one of the priority sectors, what you can do is you go to the website, identify who are the designated employers, and try to apply. Or even you can do one like few days trip to that area with some resumes printed and go and meet the employers and see whether you are able to secure a job offer from one of those employers to become eligible under this one. So this would be the same. I would give the same advice to RCIP as well. If your French language is not that uh, high level, high proficiency level, then you can try the normal RCIP program also the same way. Okay. So that's also one of the popular programs. But practically, I have seen most of the people are interested in express entry. Most of our Sri Lankan community members, the temporary foreign workers who are working here. So they are the one. They are mostly looking at the express entry right now, because if your French language proficiency level is high, you have a very, very high chance through express entry, even without a job offer. So, but this is also one of the areas one of the categories you can look into. And then also we have the Francophone Mobility Program. So this is mainly for uh, getting a work permit. So Francophone Mobility Work Permit make it easier for Canadian employers to hire you without an LMIA. So now that you are in Canada, the LMIA is a very tricky one and it's very difficult to get. And even for the employers, the the requirements that they will have to meet in terms of applying for an LMIA. They raise the standards so much in the recent past, and employers are also struggling to get an LMIA right now. So this program allows an employer to hire a foreign national without even obtaining an LMIA. If you meet certain requirements and you're destined to live and work in one of the provinces outside of Quebec. Like, we do not talk about Quebec immigration here because Quebec has a total different immigration system. I am not even qualified to practice the Quebec immigration system. That is its total separate licensing procedure as well. So we talk about immigration for all other provinces and the three territories in Canada other than Quebec. So to become eligible under this Francophone Mobility Program, you have to meet the general requirements of a work permit, of course, and medical and criminal admissibility, some relevant work experience, the related education, um, language skills and stuff like that. And you have to be intending to living and working in one out of the 19 Canadian provinces or three territories outside of Quebec. And the level of language requirement, French language, level 5 or higher in the NCLC scale, and have an offer of employment for a job that's classified under any tier category and any of the NOC system, unless the offer of employment is for a job in a primary agriculture occupation under tier 4 and 5. So those are the only jobs that are not qualifying for this Francophone Mobility Program. All other programs will um, will mm, all other NOC codes will be included in this program. So now you see how easy it is to get a job offer if you have a good level of French language proficiency. So this is why learning French has become a trend nowadays among our temporary residents, and they definitely have lots of benefits if they learn French, and if they take up a test and obtain some good marks for the French language.
Like, comment, and subscribe.